Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super uber mega excited to share the storyline of Smitty and Nicole on this interesting series that I just recently came across with. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know your opinion down below in the comments.
A man. What if we make it so that he couldn't get to you? This. But where's the fun in that?
Exactly.
Besides, it's so nice.
And is slightly more interesting. Care to join me, Megan? The party already. It's not going anywhere.
Yes, so recently I was doing research just looking for new content and I actually came across this very interesting series that I definitely didn't know actually existed. But when I went to do my research on it, it looks like yes, there is and was a situation that actually happened between, Smith and Nicole. But, I don't want to put it out there just like that from the front, just from the jump. Yes, season 4 is the season finale and yes, the series actually got cancelled. I was like, now that I just, got news regarding the show, now it's cancelled, but it is what it is. We still could have gotten a little bit more when it comes to Smith, orientation and all of that. But yes, guys, if you guys don't know, the show is actually called FBI International. Yes, I will repeat it one more time. It is called FBI International, and the storyline of the two actually develop on season 4. Yes, I was looking for the episodes because there's a lot of episodes on where we can go into details regarding the storyline. So I was looking and looking and doing my research, and basically the episode where you guys can watch their storyline is on episode 19. Yes, unfortunately you can only see their storyline during one episode, which made me a little bit sad, and I was also a little bit disappointed regarding it because I was expecting at least 2 more episodes with them, or one more there would have been nice. But yes, but we only got one episode to enjoy the short but very brief storyline of the two. So basically, like I said, the episode is titled Flinch Now and It's Over. Yes, the series basically is available to watch on Prime Video, and I'm not sure if it is actually available to watch on other platforms as well, but the one I know is Prime Video. Smith, basically, let's get into Smith, who she is, what she does. Smith is an Europol agent who works with the International Flight Team and FBI International. Yes, so Smith is basically the main character. She is the one that's basically like the detective. She is the agent. She's the one, that has to go on undercover missions and so on and so on. Nicole is the wife of a criminal that is highly dangerous and also is being investigated by the FBI, who they are ready to take down because of, some criminal activities that he has been doing. And obviously, Nicole, she is the wife. She's the one that plays the role of the wife, even though she's not very happy in her marriage, but she knows that the financial benefits that she gets from being married to this man is basically life changing, and she doesn't want to let that lifestyle and all of that power that she gets from being with him, just to let it go. So basically, Smith goes undercover, to basically go and get close to, Nicole's husband, and that's how the two basically connect and start to get, close and close to one another. So you can see them basically being introduced to one another, and as things go by, you can see that, Nicole, she was very, very from the jump, very flirtatious towards Smitty, and at the beginning, you can see Smith in this case, she was a little bit confused. She didn't know if she was reading the signs correctly, but yes, Nicole, she was very like straightforward towards her intentions towards Smitty. So then in the case Smitty, she goes and have a drink with Nicole, and basically Smitty's posture is to basically convince Nicole to basically help them, or in this case help her bring down her husband and say, hey, I can help you, no, 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 and all of that. But obviously, you can see that Nicole doesn't know, that, in this case, Smitty, she's undercover because, Smitty, she is portrayed to be a woman from South Africa that's in, in the mining business. She and her husband, and, in this case, Smitty can help, Nicole's husband, her husband in this case, can help her husband, to finish a deal that they need to negotiate and so on and so on. So the two actually end up spending time together. But as the case came closer, and as they needed to close the case and finish everything, and bring the guy down, you can see that in this case the two actually end up sharing this very cute moment together, and then they kiss, they just look, they stare at in each other's eyes, and everything was just like, ooh, okay. And then I knew, okay, it's up. But I'm not sure if Smitty felt something for Nicole, but you can definitely see by slowly but surely she was being drawn into it. But she also knew that she was on a mission, and she's working, but you can see that Nicole was interested in her, because like I said, Nicole didn't know that Smitty was undercover. So basically, then they had this event, and then you can see that Nicole's, and in this case Smithy, husband, they went to have a negotiation to settle an agreement. But later on, Nicole's husband found out that in this case Smithy husband was a fraud, and they were trying to take him down, and he's working with the FBI. So then later on, you can see that Nicole's husband ended up calling Nicole while she was with Smithy and tell her, hey, go into Smithy's passport and make sure she has the stamp on it, because I feel like they are trying to take me down and you need to help me out. But obviously Nicole was like, no, she's my friend, no, you incorrect. And then obviously her husband was very harsh on his words towards her. And when she was gonna do it, Smithy being an FBI agent, she already knew what's gonna happen. She basically approached Nicole, and she told her like, hey, you need to help us get your, like, take your husband down, because if you don't help us, then we won't be able to strike a deal with you, because he's a dangerous man, and if you don't help us, then we will might so incriminate you as well for his action. And of course, Nicole already wanted out of the marriage, but she also didn't want to let go of the benefits of the marriage. So she actually ends up helping Smith, and to take him down, and that's exactly what happened. Then there was a moment where you can see that Smith and Nicole, they were sitting on the couch, and basically, while they were saying their goodbyes to one another, and basically Smithy just telling Nicole, hey, you did the right thing, and we're gonna help you to get out of this. And later on, you can just see that basically Nicole asked like Smithy, hey, before you go, was I your first? Have you ever done that? And obviously Smith was like, what do you mean? And she basically asked her, like, was it the first time kissing a woman, or being, or in this case, getting like emotionally or whatever involved with a woman? And you can see that Smithy didn't answer her. And then basically Nicole goes like, hey, I might have been your first, but I'm definitely not gonna be your last. So this was basically like the moment where we knew that Smithy are into women, as well. So yes, that was basically that episode that we needed in order to figure out her romantic situation as well, and her emotional involvements as well. So then Smithy didn't say anything. She didn't respond to Nicole when Nicole asked her that, and she basically just walked out the room, and that was the end of the story. So yes, guys, you can go ahead and go watch the storyline on Prime Video, like I already said. It is called FBI International, and their relationship, their storyline is available to watch on episode 19. I will highly rate it a strong 6 out of a 10. I wanted a little bit more, like I said, maybe one more episode with them in it would have been amazing, but that wasn't the case. So yes, guys, that is basically it. That's my review on their storyline. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for all the love and all the support. Until the next video, and goodbye.